Hi, welcome to ProStitcher Designer Tips and Tricks. Today I'm going to show you how you can combine some edge-to-edge designs to make a completely brand spanking new design. So the first thing that you need to do is open a new design window in ProStitcher Designer. Then I'm coming over to the sidebar and I've selected the design folder, so you can see the design folders here in the sidebar. I'm going to scroll down a little bit because I want to use some designs by Deb Geisler. I think that's how she pronounces her name. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to scroll down in her the designs, and I am going to select this, and it's called the SSDBD, the bird in the garden. One of the things that you need to make sure of when you're combining designs is that the start and the end point are on the same plane. So for connecting another design to this, here's the start point and here's the end point, and they're on the same plane. If the new design had a start point that was down here, you couldn't connect it to the end point up here. Well, I guess you could, but it would maybe your design would look kind of wonky. So I'm going to use the scroll wheel on my mouse to scroll out a little bit. Then I'm just going to click on the design and drag it over there so that I can bring in another design. So I'm still in Deb Geisler's folder, and I'm going to drag up a little bit. Next one that I wanted. Oh, here it is. It is the SS Flower Swirl. Now, one of the things that you need to pay attention to is the size of your design also. So I'm going to tap the space bar to bring so we can see both of the designs front and center. So I'm going to click on this design that has a bird in it, and I'm coming to the sidebar and I'm clicking on the transform tool, and it says that the height is 12.01 inches. Now I'm clicking on the other design and I'm going to the transform tool in the sidebar, and it isn't the same size. So I'm just left clicking and dragging over the height numbers so that it is selected, and then I'm going to type in 12.01, and then I'm going to click apply. Oh, that went to 12.02. Is that what the other one was? Let's check. Let's go back and change it to, whoops, 12.01. 12.01, and then I'm clicking apply. Okay, so now I've got the two designs. The start and the end point are on the same plane as the bird. Now I'm going to click on this flower one, and then I'm just going to drag it so I can match the start point of this one with the end point of the other one. Now to see if they really match, I'm going to select the zoom tool, and I'm going to zoom in, and it looks like they're really not connected, so I'm going to click and drag just a little bit. There. Now I'm tapping the space bar, and it's bringing them front and center. So now I'm going to scroll out a little bit, and I'm coming to my sidebar. I'm clicking on the navigator and then moving the blue rectangle. So I want that design, both of the designs, over to the side so I've got room for another design. So I'm coming here to the sidebar and I'm clicking on the design folder, and the next one I want still the Deb Geisler folder, and it's up here. It is the daisy one. So I'm checking to see the size of it, coming to the sidebar, clicking on the transform tool. Oh, and it is already 12.1. so it will not have to be resized. So I'm clicking on it and dragging it over here as close as I can. Then I'm selecting the zoom tool. I'm zooming in. Then I'm going to choose the select, and I can see that they're not matching. So I'm going to choose the select tool and click on my design and drag it so that the ends meet. Now I'm tapping the space bar so that it brings them front and center. I'm coming to the sidebar and I'm tapping the navigator, left clicking, holding down, and moving that blue rectangle so that the designs are off to the side, so I've got room to bring in another design. Back to the design folder, still in Deb Geisler's folder, and then I want to get one that is called this SSDBD AE flower. I'm going to go to the sidebar and click on the transform tool, and it is 12.02. So I'm going to change that to 12.01. I don't think it would make too much of a difference, but I'm going to change it anyway. Clicking apply, and now I'm going to click and drag it as close as I can eyeball it. Then I'm going to select my zoom tool. I'm going to zoom in to see if they're close. Well, they're almost there, just a little bit off. So I'm selecting the new one, the new design, and moving it so it is connected. Now I'm tapping the space bar on my keyboard so it brings all of the designs front and center. Okay, now I want you to look at those designs and tell me, or think about it, which ones of these do you think go together? So if you were just doing 2 designs, which 2 would you put together? Or 3 designs? So as you look, one of the things that you need to pay attention to is also the density. Not only the size, oops, I'm going to undo that. Not only the size of the design, where the start and the stop point ends, you also need to look at the density. So on this design, it looks a little bit more dense than the other designs. So I probably wouldn't stitch this with any of the other designs. But now I'm going to come back over to my sidebar, and I'm going to another folder. I'm going to Mary Beth Crapple, and I'm clicking on her continuous line designs, and then I'm going to scroll down to her starburst design, and I'm clicking and dragging that over. Now as I look at this starburst design, it looks about the same density as this one over here. So I think these 2 would be a better match than these 2 with any of the others. These others are not quite as dense. So with these 3, if I did 3 of them together, I might put this daisy one, and then the bird one, and then this other flower one, because I think that would break it up really nice. So let's see, I'm going to scroll out, and I'm just going to click and drag it over here. I'm not going to match it up or anything, just so that we can kind of get an idea. And then I'm going to tap the space bar. Yes, I think that looks really nice. A combination of the flowers, these flowers on this side, and this other type of a flower on the other side. Or you could have just the daisy on one side and the daisy on the other side. Or you could have 2 birds and one of these. Just, you can have all sorts of different combinations to create new designs. Well, thanks so much for watching Pro Stitcher Designer Tips and Tricks.